grab your popcorn, kick back and relax, because it's time for some more Karnage. So, in today's video, we're going to be attempting a speedrun on Dr. T Tropical, which, if you don't know what Tropical is, you're going to find out. Basically, it's the Dr. T with the volcano on the back and the really big map. That one. Anyway, we're going to be attempting the record. Now, in my opinion, Dr. T speedruns, it should count for either one, no matter which one you choose to do. Whether it's the normal one or the tropical one, I don't think there should be speedruns separately for either. But in any case, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a brief sort of introduction to the speedrunning techniques that have done by people of the past who have owned those records, some of the times that they held, my thoughts going into the different things I tried going into this run, and just some of that stuff. So I will also edit in down below the actual timestamp that my run starts at in this video. So if you guys don't want to listen to that, you guys can feel free to skip straight ahead. But if you do that and you don't understand why I'm doing things the way I'm doing them, I don't want to see comments down below complaining about it. So that's just a little bit of a disclaimer. So this is the speedrun of Dr. T. Now, originally, this record was set by Nick at Night. Nick at Night was easily the most successful Boom Beats YouTuber ever. Although his gameplay didn't really make him the best player of all time, but he is definitely the most successful. Now, he did a big collaboration with all the big name YouTubers at that time. We're talking Reversal, Ben Tim, Bootramp. So all of them were involved, and he set a speedrun time, and that made him the official holder, and he won that challenge. Then he did a follow-up video where he set an even faster time, and then a few updates came out. One where we could reload our boats instantly. We didn't have to go back to our base and, load them all up individually, which was a real big thing at that time. Also, Dr. T cores have more health these days, so that's made it a little bit harder, so things are a little bit different now. So he held that record for a really, really long time, and then someone called OpDestroy came along, and he is a really good YouTuber. I recommend checking him out if you've never have. But yeah, he came along and set a time. Actually, was it him that broke the record the first time? No, sorry, my bad. It was actually Christian from Cosmic Duo that broke the record the first time. And I don't recall his time, though. I remember OpDestroy coming back not too long afterwards, though. I think it was like a few weeks. And he came back and he responded with a time of 3 minutes 16, if memory serves. So that was a really quick time. Then Cosmic Duo went back at him, setting an even faster time. I believe he made a few attempts. I thought, honestly, he set a speedrun time of 2 minutes 57, but upon going back and actually researching, the fastest time of all his speedrun videos that I could find was a 3 minutes and 6 seconds. So I recall that, so I consider that the fastest time in Boom Beach up until that point. As of 2 weeks ago, though, Damon, I hope I pronounced your name right. I apologize if I didn't, because I believe some people pronounce his name as Damien, but I believe the correct pronunciation of it is actually Damon. But he's also a fellow YouTuber, and he uploaded 2 videos this month, as of the time I'm recording this video. I believe that was the time frame. The first time that he set, I believe, was like 3 minutes and 6 seconds. So it was about the same time as Christian's original speedrun record time. And then he uploaded another one, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was like 3 minutes 2 seconds. So that is the fastest time up until this date. 3 minutes and 2 seconds. That's the fastest time that I've been able to locate. If you guys know any other times that are faster than that, definitely feel free to shout that out. If I remember, I will actually edit in the video description the link to Damon's actual speedrun where he set that time, and I've actually commented in that video with the actual time, and I actually went through the video time, the progress bar at the bottom, and made sure I could get the exact time of the run. Now, in the case of using troops, that time is measured from the point where you press attack to the time that the HQ blows up. So, the technique we use currently for speedrunning is we get all warriors. The hero doesn't really matter. Normally I think people use brick, but the hero doesn't really matter. So basically you press attack, you deploy your troops on the beach straight away, as fast as you can, you flare the HQ, you double smoke all the way up, so that you're not really flaring anything along the way, and then you don't smoke the HQ itself, and you shock early everything that you need to. And then, so basically your warriors walk out of the smoke, bang bang bang, hit the HQ, and HQ down. It is also quicker to barrage, usually, the first couple of stages. So, that's the technique that Nick at Night used, and it's the technique that everyone has used since. Now, it came to my attention when I was trying to break this record about 2 years ago. I never uploaded a video on it. I was just seeing like how good I was at speedrunning, and it turned out I really needed some practice on it. So, anyway, I went to the drawing board and I was trying to figure out how it is possible to break this record, because there's got to be a better way, right? Because Nick at Night's original strat, like, he's not a speedrunner, so I'm like, there has to be a better way. So I tried flaring the ground, like near the beach, and then going up, because I figured the time that I waste ground flaring somewhere nearby, that'd waste maybe like a second, maybe 2 seconds at most, and the amount of GBE I could save on the walk is incredible. So I could actually change my statue setup in such a way that I was like, I could have a lot more troop damage, and stages 6 and 7 would go down a lot quicker. The problem is every time I tried this, the quickest time I could get was like 4 minutes plus. So I'm not sure whether this was down to my own skill or it was just a bad idea, but I just couldn't make it work. So I went back to the drawing board, and I came back with the conclusion that the only way you can beat the current speedrun times with warriors was with a warrior tribe. To beat it, otherwise, it was just going to be a waste of time. So I was waiting for a warrior tribe that really never came, and I was on Crazy Turtle's live stream for the Gunboat Mega Crab, which, by the way, I haven't showed you guys this yet. Diamond Gunboat Trophy, which was really good because I don't really get the time to play Mega Crab that much. So, anyway, I was on his live stream, and there's someone that frequently is on his live streams called DP. Don't ask about the name. I guess ask her if you want to know what that actually stands for. But she was saying that the first, 30 stages or something, she force closed. And I had absolutely no idea what she meant, and at the risk of sounding dumb, I didn't want to ask. So I was like, I was thinking about it after the stream, and I was like, what the hell did she mean? And then I remembered that when you disconnect in Boom Beach, right, the game goes on attacking as if you normally would have had you done nothing with your gunboat. So, that's no flares, no shocks, nothing. Basically, your troops are let go to do whatever they feel like from where they are, and what happens, happens. And so I was like, well, what if when you're attacking, you actually... Well, what's the words? What if you, with Android, there's a button you can press on the bottom left where it brings up all the apps that are running on your device, and you swipe, which closes the app. And when you reopen, if you do that during an attack, what actually happens? So I tested this on an NPC base, and to my surprise, I beat the base. And I was like, wow, on a device that actually opens the game at a reasonable speed, because my phone that I use to record is actually pretty old, so it takes a little bit to load up. I was like, that'd be a really good time. You could set you could do like Mega Crab and stuff really quickly, and it gave me the idea to actually use that, because if people are already using it for speedrunning, right? I was like, well, I could use that to break the Dr. T speedrun record. So what you see in this video is actually my first attempt ever at using this for a speedrun. I also did some research in other people's speedruns for other games. And there's a reason why I'm going to say new speedrun world record, but I'm hesitant to say whether I actually beat Christian's record or what's his face, Damon's record, because in the world of speedrunning, there's actually different types of speedruns. So there's fastest time any means necessary, which is what this run's going to be. So I'm going to be setting that time for that. And then there's other ones, like for Super Mario, as an example game, there's speedruns for 100%, which is like every stage without using like any skips or warps or anything like that, and no glitches, that sort of stuff. Then there's speedruns that use any sort of glitch or skip that they can, and generally if it's like Super Mario Brothers, it's like skips and stuff like that. If it's Mario 64, that's a very popular speedrun game, even for people that don't watch speedruns. They use a lot of glitches and skips to get their runs. So it came apparent to me that force closing, while maybe not the same technique that people have been using, it is still a legitimate strategy for speedrunning. So that's everything that's went into my run so far, like all the research, the prep, all that. So hopefully some people have actually stayed and listened to that. If not, doesn't matter. So I hope you guys enjoyed the speedrun. Forgive the black space on the side of the video. The reason for that is my phone loads substantially slower than my tablet, and my tablet has a resolution of 1440p. My phone has a resolution of 1080p. So because my capture card only supports 1080p, not 1440, what that does is it creates like black space on the side. So I've tried to record this intro best I could from my phone, and then the run itself would be from my tablet. Okay, so let's see how this run goes. I'm really not sure. So the time for this run is actually going to start when I press attack on Dr. T, stage 1. So here we go. Not sure how this is going to go because, again, really not sure. Oh shit. I'm not used to using my tablet, so this is going to be a little awkward, especially for a first run. Yep. Okay. Trying to go through the dialogue fast as we can. Go through that, press the home button, back to the screen. App loads up. Now I'm using my tablet for this, as I explained in the intro. I'm recording the intro and everything separate, just so it's a little easier to get to. Just for video content wise, I gotta stop looking at where everything's located because it's costing me a few seconds. So automatically I'm seeing that this run could be improved upon. If my phone loaded quicker, oh shit. If my phone loaded quicker, I could do this from my phone, and I could do this quite easily quicker. But it is what it is. It's just getting that routine down. I do have a Scorcher Health Tribe helping me at the moment. I think it's like 50%. So there's that, I guess. There we go. Force close. Reopen. I'll have to pay attention to my troops, how many I have right now. That's okay. Trying to be careful not to press scout. Go back, there we go. Stage 6 is complete. I believe that was stage 6. I got full troops. Press attack on stage 7. The time will be whatever it is from here. I'm gonna have to go from here. We'll see how that goes. Trying to get the best placement for my troops because there was like shock launchers and stuff on the beach. I wasn't terribly confident in its ability. And there we go. That is stage 7 complete. And that's the text. There we go. Stage 7 is complete. So, I don't know what my time is right now. I'm going to have to go into editing and see what that is. So guys, the run is over. I just came back from editing. And as it turns out, I do have the new speedrun record. So, the time that I set... Now, I have 2 different times. I've measured it from 2 different points. Just for, you know, being as comprehensive as possible. So, from at the time that it took me from the time that I pressed attack to the moment that, like, I finished swiping on the final stage, which was stage 7, was 2 minutes 14 with a decimal point of 23. So I'll have that time edited on the screen there. So that's 2 minutes 14 seconds and 23 milliseconds. Now, the reason why I measured that time is because technically the game considers the stage beaten once you swipe on the final stage. But because of the technique that I used, I thought maybe it might be fair to measure the time from the end of the dialogue. But, which sort of comes on after you've beaten the stage, once you've finished all the, you know, victory and all that. That's when that normally pops up. But, so the time for that was 2 minutes, 32 seconds, and 14 milliseconds. And I'll have that time edited on the screen as well. Now, the reason why I include that, as I said, was because I thought it was fair. But, at the same time, nobody that's ever done speedruns for this has measured from that point. So, I have both edited in the video. So, I guess, take your pick at which time you think is fairest. If people in the future decide they don't want to measure from the end of the dialogue, and they want it to be from when you swipe, then I guess that'll be the time that we start going with. This isn't really the most solid run. I think if I had have had a better phone, and, you know, something I use on a more regular basis, I definitely could have improved that time a lot. But for the sake of being my first attempt on my tablet, which, by the way, I really don't like using my tablet because I find it awkward. But for the sake of that, I think I did a pretty good job. So, without further ado, I do have the record now. And I'm really happy with that because it's at least adds my name to the amount of people that have had this prestigious record. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video if you've stuck around this long. I apologize for the length of the video. That is why I edited at the start the timestamp that, like, the actual run starts at. So, if you guys wanted to skip forward to that, you could have. Otherwise, if you've watched up until this point, you know absolutely everything there is to know about this speedrun, the runs that have came before it, and all that good stuff. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.